Welcome back to World News Today. The world is suffering from the worst recession that most of us can remember. But what about those who've always been poor, even in so-called good times? The bottom billion are those who live on less than $1 a day. Now, a plan has been launched by a United Nations special agency aimed at helping developing nations break out of the poverty trap by becoming more economically efficient. It talks about assisting poor countries to produce more wealth through smarter industrialization, choosing the right products to manufacture for the global market. The plan includes supporting efforts to penetrate international markets by ensuring quality and safety standards are met, identifying policies that will enable developing nations to achieve accelerated industrial growth. A new category of least developed manufacturing countries ought to be used by the World Trade Organization, recommending richer countries help developing nations through temporary trade agreements and an aid for trade framework to allow poor countries to take advantage of trade openings. Well, we can speak now to Dr. Kandeh Yumkella, who's the Secretary General of the group responsible for that report, the UN Industrial Development Organization, or UNIDO, and he's in our central London studio. Which countries do you have in mind which countries need helping?
Well, we've said the bottom billion, which is about 60 countries, within which you have 24 very critical ones, particularly those in sub-Saharan Africa.
Name a few of them for us.
Well, my country, Sierra Leone, is in need of critical help. But you can go across the board, most of West Africa, most of East Africa. But also we give some success stories now, for example, in the case of Cambodia, that is really doing extremely well and can be helped to just move to the next level of production and access to markets. So it's a mix of countries that are low-income, fast-growing countries, but also low-income countries that are also very stagnant.
During the global boom years of, say, the past 7 or 8 years, a lot of countries have been helped. A lot of countries have really been helped up. But, of course, we're in a very different world now, aren't we? And that's bound to make it more difficult.
It's bound to make it more difficult, but that's why our report is timely, because we want to say, hey, as you try to fix the rich countries, don't forget that the prosperity we've enjoyed for 15 years of what we call non-inflationary continuous growth has also included a number of countries that have produced good, sophisticated, cheap goods that have made all of us have a good welfare. And that's why we put this report out to say, as we fix the rest of the world, don't forget the poorest of the poor as well can be part of a coordinated global stimulus arrangement.
Do you think it's going to be easy, though, to grab the rest of the world's attention? They are so inward-looking at the moment, countries, so busy, as you say, trying to fix their own problems. It is hard for them to divert political effort in particular to the poorer countries.
Yes, but amongst them we have leaders like Gordon Brown, Barack Obama, who are also saying, hey, let's not forget that before the crisis we also had the Millennium Development Goals, we also have to deal with climate change. And also the President of the World Bank, who is also saying, look, part of the solution for continuous growth will be also investing in these poorer countries. We create new markets and new opportunity. So there are leaders who are saying, yes, let's deal with the stimulus packages for domestic growth, but let's not forget the rest of the world.
All right, Dr. Kandeh Yumkella, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
Thank you for having me.